What a beautiful sunny day it is today. I wanted you guys to see that we have finally gotten a totally sunny day, and I'm out here to brag about it. This has been a crazy week. I got a false item not as described case, an abusive buyer, unwarranted negative feedback, and a CS agent and concierge who did not know her right hand from her left hand. We got a lot to talk about. All that and more this week on the Crazy New York Driver Show. Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, June 18th, 2021. Welcome to another eBay video. Today I'm going to be discussing the eBay buyer from hell, the fitchiest of the fitchy buyers who abuses the feedback system by leaving many negative feedbacks. I'm going to discuss what your options are should you encounter one of these people, and I'm going to tie this in with eBay Concierge. I got a really good story for you guys this week that just happened to me. I think every single person watching this video will enjoy it. But before we get into that, let's talk about your questions, comments, and concerns from last week's video. M. Quattro wrote, "Definitely right about the low feedback on the part of buyers. I noticed a new buyer with zero feedback bought a pair of shoes from me for $60. Then she wanted to return them and get a full refund, including shipping both ways. She went on a buying spree that day and purchased about 10 other items, all from different sellers. I'm sure she tried to scam everyone." Enrique T. wrote a comment that I've shortened for brevity. "A feature that eBay will never create is a new way to share your block list. I used to share a few names that came up with other eBayers in the same clothing category many years ago. It appears the same people, usually 0 rating or under 10, would always contact all of us at the same time and pull the same scams, so we started sharing block lists regularly." eCurb wrote, "I think a compromise would be for eBay to restrict zero feedback buyers to purchasing low dollar items at the beginning. I've got one item that's $10 and I've sold to at least 20 zero feedback buyers with no trouble." eCurb, I would like to expound on your idea. I think that people with feedback either under 5 or under 10 should not be allowed to leave any negative feedback, period! I honestly think that should be a privilege that is earned by doing a certain amount of transactions on eBay, because we all know that there are people that create these fake accounts just to hurt sellers and leave them negative feedback. Is there anybody watching this video now that thinks my idea is bad, that a person should have to attain a certain number of transactions before being able to leave their sellers negative feedback? Or even if you like the idea, comment below. Dennis Copper wrote, "I love the old guy that comes into Joe's place. That generation and the one before it will greatly be missed when they're all gone. Salt of the earth." Dennis is referring to a customer. You may remember in last week's video, you saw him behind me coming in, and I left a few seconds of that in the video. I didn't leave the whole transaction in the video, but I just wanted you guys to get a little taste of that, and I see many of you enjoyed it, and that's good. Model 101 Series 800 wrote, "When you let the scammers off easy, it builds their confidence up. The scammer buyers will get more advanced if sellers don't stand up for themselves. Big sellers will eventually have to put away thousands of dollars just to offset returns because eBay has become a shoplifter's paradise. If you want free stuff, go to eBay. Possibly soon to be D-Day. Dennis Copper also wrote in with a comment. Another issue happened yesterday. A bad buyer bought from me. Got the item and wanted to return it, saying they bought the wrong thing and would pay the shipping. They did this by opening a case. I don't have returns or exchanges or gift giving for any reason. Even if you tell me your mom is from the planet Pluto and you have Dick Tracy's decoder ring. Return denied. They left negative feedback saying they had a member of their family dying and was not thinking clearly when they ordered the item from me. I contacted eBay. They removed the negative feedback. People are dying every day. People are lying every day. I can't control either. My business must go on in both cases. Dennis Copper, you are very lucky that you got an eBay customer service agent that knew what they were doing. Wait till you hear my story coming up later in the video. You're going to freak out. And also, Dennis and everybody else, don't you think that bad buyers should be punished when they leave unwarranted negative feedback like the one that was just left for Dennis Copper? That's abusing the feedback system, and I think eBay needs to take action on that, but they refuse to do it. JDT35 wrote, quote, "From now on, I guess I'm going to have to pay more attention," unquote. This pissed me off to no end. Seriously, what is wrong with these people? God forbid you being expected to read the description and look at the pictures of an item you want to buy. How can she claim the item isn't as described when she clearly hasn't read the description? There are too many stupid buyers on eBay. JDT35 is referring to the story I told you last week where a person wrote to me and claimed item not as described because it was scratched, but the listing clearly said the item was scratched. People have always been notorious for not reading item descriptions on eBay, but it's getting worse. It's getting worse because they're being pampered. The last comment I'm going to read is a question from Avgrim77. Hey Joe, how much do you charge for 4 hubs for Honda Civic 2006 LX? I'm sorry to say I do not have any in stock. They sell very quickly locally, and I don't even bother listing them on eBay because the older Hondas had the absolute worst quality hubcaps on the planet. They're made of very thin, cheap plastic, and they must be bolted on, and they crack so easily, and they lose their paint. Horrible quality from Honda. You wouldn't think so, but it's true. Thankfully, the newer cars, the newer Hondas, have better quality hubcaps. All right, that's it for the comments, questions, and concerns. Let's get on to the main topic of today's video. But if you don't mind, guys, before I do, I would like to take a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Very, very good. All right, guys. I'm going to tell you a story that incorporates several important points. Buyers abusing the feedback system, the fitchy eBay buyer from hell, eBay customer service, including Concierge, eBay for Business, and I'll even touch on the overseas customer service. So what I need to do is I need to get started by telling you exactly what happened to me. Those of you guys who watch my manifest video might have noticed that I said I was making a video that day and I'll be back later in the day with another video. Well, I actually did do a screenshot video and walk you guys through the whole transaction, but I realized it would be better if I incorporated it into this video and made everything one. I think it would bring better closure and I'd be able to explain it better. So first, let me explain what happened and how it came about. A few weeks ago, I sold some alloy wheel center caps. It was a quantity listing where a person could buy 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. A buyer came in and manually changed the quantity to 4, purchased the items and paid right away because I require immediate payment. I shipped the items the very next day as I should, and they got the items. I heard nothing from them until Sunday, when they left me a big, fat, negative feedback. Now, I don't have screenshots, but I do have my phone. And, well, speaking of phone, let me grab that. Guys, I'm holding up my phone here with, as you can see, a whole host of negatives that were left by one buyer. Not just for me, but for all his sellers. Now, in my negative feedback, he complained about the price and the fact that the items were scratched. He basically said that my items are way overpriced compared to others, and that the items that he received were scratched. Now, anybody that knows eBay rules knows that a buyer cannot leave negative feedback and complain about the price of the item or the price of the shipping because they agreed to those prices when they made the purchase. It's a binding contract which they agreed to, and they can never complain about the price of the shipping or the item. Secondly, he claimed the items had scratches, which they did, no dispute there, but the item description clearly said items have scratches and blemishes, and I showed close-up pictures. Now, as I said, I received this negative midday on Sunday. And I said to myself, just like the one I received last time, I said, I'm not going to do a thing. Please, guys, there are certain things I'm telling you, and there are certain things you've got to listen. Please don't call eBay customer service on a Sunday for any reason. You will be routed overseas, even if you're a concierge member like me, and your problem will not be addressed. I'm willing to put that in writing or in any facet you deem necessary. Please wait the day. Let the neg sit there. It's not going to hurt you for one day. Call on Monday. So, Monday I called in the afternoon after lunch, and I got a call back within 1 minute. So far, so good. I got a customer service rep here in the United States. I explained the unwarranted negative feedback. I said, it's against eBay rules for anyone to complain about the price. That's number one. And number two, he complained about the scratches, and the item clearly says that the description is scratched. So she says, let me put you on hold for a few minutes. Let me check into this and I'll get back to you. Now that is normal. It's happened to me before. I have no issue with that. And I said, fine, no problem. The lady was back in 10 seconds. 10 seconds! What jury comes back in 10 seconds? So I knew that maybe there was going to be a problem. She said, I've looked into this, and there's really nothing we can do because his feedback is not violating eBay rules. I said to her, you were gone 10 seconds. I said, how do you know this? Do you not see where he's complaining about the price? Do you not know that that there violates eBay rules? She said, well, that's not his only complaint. He's also complaining about the scratches. I said, that's true. But why don't you take a look at the item description and you'll clearly see that it says the item is scratched. Well, yeah, it says that. But, that's his opinion. You really need to work it out with the buyer. I said, hold up. Hold up. I said, I've been selling on eBay for 22 years. I said, I know the rules. This feedback violates eBay rules. Number one, you can't complain about the price. And number two, he didn't do due diligence and read the item description. It says scratched. She didn't want to hear it. She said, I'm not removing this. There is nothing we can do. And I was more shocked than mad. She says to me, you need to work it out with the buyer. I said, let me tell you something about this buyer. I said, all he does is leave negative feedback for every single eBay seller. I said, look at the last 4 transactions. He only left 3 comments in the last 6 months, and all 3 were negative. I said, and then the one under it, that's negative. She says to me, let me tell you something. She goes, he has the right to leave negative feedback for every single solitary seller if that's what he wants, and he's not violating any eBay policies. I'm speechless still. This was said to me by eBay Concierge. That's feedback abuse in my book. When she said that to me, I knew I was dealing with someone that really didn't know exactly what she was doing. And quite frankly, in the past, I have found eBay Concierge workers to be quite adept and good at what they do. But I will be honest with you, maybe 1 out of 20 doesn't know what they're doing, and it so happens I got that one. So she says to me, you need to contact the buyer directly. I said, listen, I'll play your game. I'm going to contact the buyer directly, but he's never going to respond to me. She said, you contact him directly, ask him for a feedback revision, and maybe in a week or so, contact us back. And maybe then we'll take another look at the case. So I knew what I was going to do right then and there. All right? So I said, okay, adios, amigo. I actually did contact the buyer because I wanted to see if they would write back to me, and I wanted to see what they would write. And I basically said, the item clearly says it is scratched. Plus, I take returns for 30 days, no questions asked. Can you please tell me if my items are so overpriced and so scratched, why didn't you return them to me for a full refund instead of leaving me negative feedback? You know what the person wrote back? Anybody? I heard it. They wrote back nothing. Nothing. Guys, I'm a little bit disgusted. No, I'm not a little bit disgusted. I'm a lot disgusted. If you're a seller on eBay and you offer 30-day returns, no questions asked, and you know that any buyer can actually lie and say item not as described to get the free shipping back, all right? And they choose not to do that, but just to leave negative feedback for all their sellers, doesn't something seem off? Okay? He complained like crazy about my pricing and the scratches, but he would not return the item. And I know why. Because it's a hard item to find, and although other sellers do have it, most sellers have maybe 1 or 2, and I had all 4. All right? So he doesn't want to return them. He's just pissed off, and I think he might have been fishing for a partial refund. That ain't happening, okay? That is never happening. So what I did, I think I waited 24 hours or maybe 36 hours. I contacted eBay for Business. I gave them all the information, item number, my ID, explained that the item clearly said it was scratched, and I also reminded them that it's against eBay rules to complain about the price of the item or the shipping. And do you know, they removed the negative feedback right away. So I have nothing but praise for eBay for Business. They are great. I'm very, very disappointed with eBay Concierge. Very disappointed. And I'm almost beyond words. So that's my little story about the Fitchy eBay buyer. Now, earlier I held up my phone, those of you guys who are the more observant of the group, and you'll notice that all he did was leave negative feedbacks for all his sellers. That's feedback abuse, guys, and eBay is not doing anything about it. All right? The concierge member said to me that he can leave negative feedback for every single seller, and that's not breaking eBay policy. This is very important. Listen to what I'm saying. There's only two possibilities. Number one, she was wrong and doesn't know what the heck she's talking about. Or number two, maybe she was right and a new policy has been enacted that we don't know about. Either way, I think it's cause for concern. What do you think? Comments below. Oh, I'm not done yet. This has been a crazy week. Unfair item not as described cases, just to get the free shipping back. Again, I sold an alloy wheel center cap the other day. Person they wrote to me, well, they didn't write to me, they opened a item not as described case. And they wrote, I don't get this, how stupid some people really are. I mean, I really think that these people don't have a formal education. You sent me a plastic center cap. It fits the wheel fine, but it's not exactly the same as the one I need. I need a metal center cap. That's in the case he opened against me. And in the description of the item, it clearly says that it's the plastic center cap he's buying. Now, there's no use in me calling eBay and reporting this person because they're not going to do a freaking thing. Like many of you say, they're going to say it's the cost of doing business. The shipping back is only going to be approximately $5 or so because it's first class. It's a small, lightweight item. But the interesting part is what happened an hour later. I didn't answer the case because I happened to be in the supermarket when it came in. An hour later, the same person wrote to me, question from buyer, on the metal version of the same item, okay? He found that I had a metal one listed in another listing, and he wrote something to the effect, this is actually the item that I need. This is the one I wanted to purchase in the first place. Will you please confirm that this is the metal one? Ho, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm going to deal with you again? I don't think so. Very quickly, I worked like a bandit. First thing I did was I blocked him. Now, he's done. He ain't buying nothing from me. All right? Then I responded to the case because I'm not going to let him keep the item. That ain't happening. He already told me it fits his wheel, and I know this cat will keep that thing on his wheel. So I agreed to pay the return shipping. All right? Took care of that. Then I wrote back to him. Here's the interesting part. I wrote back to him and I said, this is indeed a metal center cap, but you're not getting it. You will never get another item from me as long as I live. I said, you opened a false item not received case against me, claiming it wasn't as described just to get the free shipping back. That is wrong, and that's against eBay policy. There is no need to respond back. Naturally, they responded back and they said, The person that opened the item not as described case against you is actually another person that bought the item. It's actually for my car, and I'm the person who actually wants the cap. But I understand your point. Thanks anyway. Only in eBay Motors does this stuff happen. We in eBay Motors attract the craziest of the crazy. There is a Facebook group devoted to nothing but eBay Motors crazy people. And you should see some of the things that people post in there. They make my customers look almost laid back and normal. It's something that's germane to eBay Motors. And if you don't sell in eBay Motors, guys, praise the Lord. All right? It's a headache. But, and again, let's look at the other side of the coin. It's also a cash cow. You can make a lot of money selling in eBay Motors, and I am not bashful about saying that. Guys, before I let you go, I know this has been a long video. I'm going to take a second drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. This is the most ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Wonderful on this beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Every Friday night, I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you stay successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to address your comment next week if I can. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask on any of my videos, and I never will. I've never distorted my voice on any of my videos because I feel it's dishonest and unscrupulous. So yeah, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So that being said, guys, go out there, make a ton of money on eBay this week. Rock on and peace! Sales this week were good, but I did have a couple of slow days. If my memory's correct, Saturday was very busy and Sunday was dead as a doornail. And then during the week I had another dead day. I must have sent out this week alone 300 offers to watchers. 300! You know how many accepted? 1. I consider that a win, because that's one more than I usually get in eBay Motors. So that being said, enough. Let me bail. Comments, questions, concerns below. I want to hear a lot from you guys this week about eBay Concierge, the disappointing, uninformed rep that I had, what you think about that buyer who loves to leave negative feedback for everybody and refuse to return the items, but is very generous with that red dot. Guys, people like that make me say this. Don't be bitchy! Yeah!